his opponent is. He spotted him, and he got him down to 43 health, 37 health, 25.
Like
Here comes the LG.
There
we go, getting on the board in the last 40 seconds. K-Run gets it done, and he's going to be waiting on yellow for a little bit too long. Brett picked up by Orion. Orion is now going to head over to the mega side of the map, I'm sure. Hop over, we take a look at him. And he's rounding the center, and he's going to be peeking around at that mega health spawn and decides to go get a railgun. K-Run picks up that mega. We might see one more encounter before the end of this. 20 seconds left to go.
Seeing him coming up to mid. K-Run looking for his opponent. Head towards pillars. Up that. Going to be grabbing the yellow. Orion, yet again, staying up top. Oh, headed down. Throwing a rocket out there. Expecting his opponent to be in the walkway for some reason. But is throwing those rockets down there anyway.
So that'll finish it up here for our first Young Gamers Cup. And if I got to check the time, we're going to be watching the clock here because we have Brink.
Brink, yeah, we won't
Brink
be
live demonstration, playable demo. I mean, for the first time ever, very soon. We're going to go switching over to another map, and it's going to be Trinity. Okay, so we're going to see another round versus these two, and we'll see if K-Run can do a little bit better.
It's a rather large,
more of his home, his home turf.
Rather a large map for a duel, in my opinion. We're definitely going to see this one play out.
All right, so we have gone live, and I switched the opponent color over to green. I like that a little bit more than the blue. I think it's a little bit more visible to people. And K-Run is looking, he's got the mega health, still looking for some armor and some weapons, going to get an LG. No, Orion's there to stuff him right as he comes up the jump pad, and he has lost that mega health down to 73 health, and pressing in here against Plasma. Orion will probably get the first frag if K-Run.
Ooh, beautiful, I like that. Just throwing those rockets around the corner, not even really seeing your opponent, but knowing that he's going to be coming through that walkway. Ducking back into the corridor. Very nice frag from Orion. Chasing with the LG, pressing his advantage a little bit. Coming through with the teleporter with the rocket, switching back to LG.
Now, K-Run has a chance to run away, but he's being very aggressive, and it's going to cost him a frag here, I think. Yeah, he just cratered -1 and -1. And that's going to be tough to come back from. I'm wondering if maybe K-Run, we're seeing a little bit different of a play style. On DM6, hang on a second.
That was strange. Orion just voluntarily killed himself.
Maybe he wants to keep it a little bit more sporting. Let's see. But I'm wondering if we're seeing maybe a little bit of frustration here from K-Run because we did see him play a little bit more cautiously on DM6. Right now, he's just kind of barrel-assing towards his...
well, he definitely does not look familiar with the item placement in this map. This is traditionally a clan arena map, which, of course, has no items. So,
he's caught Orion off guard down to 68 health. And let's see who's going to come out on top. We got a Plasma LG battle, and it's going to be Plasma from Orion. Getting him back on the board, 1 to -1.
Mega is up, but right now I'm really wondering if K-Run has a clear idea on what the hotspots are as far as weapons and armor and health go. And so maybe he'll, during the last half of this match, he'll start to warm up and start to come into his own. But right now, we're just seeing a lot of wandering from him. Orion feeling a bit more comfortable, just grabbing the red there, dropping down and heading in back up the teleporter into the main area.
Mega just went to K-Run, so if he can get a little bit of armor, both yellows are up. If K-Run can grab a bit of armor, he'll be in pretty good shape. He should run and just go looking for armor at this point. Let's go watch him and see if he can find some. He's only got 150 points left of health. Still looking for that armor.
Yeah, especially in a duel, you don't want to be playing the wandering game.
Now he might run into the red here. He spots it, and he's going to grab it. So now he's actually in pretty good shape. But Orion, we saw very handy with the railgun. We're going to see if that becomes a deciding factor in this next matchup. Right now, K-Run actually has, well, actually after that rail, there it is. There's a pair of rails, and Orion looking for a third. Misses that one. Now K-Run's going to say, let me try out my rail on you. Hang on. Let me line this up. Hold still while I shoot you, son.
We definitely have that pulling in with the rockets, keeping back with the rail. We're just definitely seeing a lot of play from Orion, switching the weapons back and forth, especially as the situation calls.
And one more will do it. Orion going to try to have the final shot and switch up the LG. That was a nice choice there. Hearing that his opponent was screaming in pain. And Orion will get his second frag, 2 to -1. So Mega Health is up and able to be picked up. We got red armor spawning in about 13 seconds. And right now, Orion is looking good to take the second map because even though the frag difference isn't that great, it seems like he's a little bit more confident on it, a little bit more comfortable with the weapons. And honestly, the biggest thing is that we're still not seeing the armor picked up by K-Run, and so I think that's...
and it is a fairly large map for a duel.
Yeah, it really is. And he's waiting on Mega that he just picked up. It's kind of a strange thing to be waiting out for it. K-Run actually has stacked up a bit of armor here. He has the red armor in his arsenal. Red armor is up again, able to be picked up if K-Run can take a right here. Instead he goes left. He'll run into this armor. He'll be able to grab that. And he's going to go get himself a railgun.
So it definitely comes down to the stack, but really when they start meeting each other, Orion really has proven himself to be proficient with placing those rockets, spamming them out, and getting his opponent to move where he wants him to move.
And it's the railgun, I think, is really quite the deciding factor. We also saw it on the last map as well.
Absolutely.
The few times that K-Run really got some nice item dominance, Orion...
A rail or two just takes that right away.
Yeah, was able to just pull it apart. Going close range with rockets, while Orion was plugging in the LG.
Softening him up with the LG, seeing a few hits from that. Ooh, nice. A double rail straight to the frag, giving him a 3 to -1. Still waiting for a K-Run to bring that back up to 0, which will be nice.
And I have confidence that he will do that at least. And this is a much lower scoring map, I think, partially because there's just so much ground to cover. And these guys don't feel as comfortable with it in terms of grabbing the items. They're not running into each other as often, so it's going to keep the score down.
These 3 skirmishes that they've been having have all been generally in the main atrium, in the main area. And it would be nice if K-Run could kind of bring his opponent back to an area where he would have a little bit more of an advantage, which we're seeing here.
And this is it, yeah.
But it looks like K-Run isn't
still not
quite sure where he is.
He's just trying to dodge, and there we go. There's an impressive, and they're going to look for another one. And he finally spots him. Finally spots Orion as he comes up the short jump pad across from the rail, and we're going to see Orion be able to stack back up on armor and health, full health, and about 200 armor. K-Run, a fresh spawn.
I'm not quite sure K-Run was ever quite sure where his opponent was in that last frag.
Now he does have the red armor here, so he'll be able to survive some damage, and he walks into Orion. And there you see that Orion had his back turned to him. K-Run, even though he had the advantage of position, I think is a little bit hesitant now to engage Orion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he dropped down there even when he could have just laid in that LG.
Personally, that would have been the place, though, because that LG, you get it on someone right from the get-go. You get a lot of push going. You get a lot of momentum into it. It can really turn the tide in the match. Yep. But no, we're seeing another rail hit from Orion, giving the score to 5 to -1.
And now if we take a look, he's sporting a 24% accuracy, which is fantastic for that age. I mean, I know that I didn't have the fine motor skills at like 14 or younger. I mean, I would have been all over the place. And probably the LG and the rail would have been the last weapons I ever would have used. But yet Orion just seems very confident with it. Doing quite well. 6 to -1. We got 3 minutes and about 10 seconds left to go.
Red armor is up, and we're seeing yet another skirmish, rail on rail, K-Run and Orion in the main atrium. K-Run dodging back, but Orion was waiting for him to come around that corner and saw it. They're running back and forth.
Fantastic rail shots yet again from Orion. I mean, he's just really solid with this weapon. And so K-Run's going to steal the Mega, but he's got to turn around and face off here. He can't keep running in the same direction. Orion's going to track him down and get an 8th frag. There it is, 8 to -1.
And we're starting to see Orion see that when his opponent is low, he's just going to push right in, finish off with that LG, and secure the frag. In the last map, his opponent was obviously low on health, and he really could have pushed the momentum, but he chose to stand back a little bit, so that slowed things down. And here we saw a gauntlet to an MG, nice frag.
Yeah, and he did hit with that first gauntlet hit, so just a little bit of MG was all he needed to finish it off. He's going to RJ across the chasm there and head over to a railgun, replenish his favorite weapon right now. Picking up a bit of yellow, and we're going to see the final couple of duke outs. We got 2 minutes left to go, about to hit the 2-minute warning. Orion knows where his opponent is, I think. He's trying to feel him out with a bit of LG. Red is up and able to be grabbed. K-Run is heading over towards it and should be able to drop off to it. And if he goes and gets it, let's see. He just needs to turn to his right, and he can have red armor.
K-Run still has, less health now due to that rocket, but now down to 3, and that finished it off.
And again, great weapon choices by Orion. He started out and realizing that his long-range rockets were really only connecting half the time, and he said, okay, let me close the gap, switch to the shotgun.
There you go.
And use it to get my 10th frag.
I think this is definitely somebody that we're going to be seeing a lot more play